Good morning, y'all. Happy hump day. So, let's see who pops up. Let me tag some people. Just tagging whoever. Say hey to me once you pop up here, okay, y'all? I'm just tagging people right now so they can see that I'm live because Facebook's crazy and doesn't notify a lot of people. All right, I think that's enough people. Hey, Amy. Y'all chat with me in the comments, okay? I love when you guys are engaged and interacting with me. It really does show where you stand, okay? In regards to, like, if you want this business to be successful, or if you're just in it as a hobby, yada, 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 okay? I would hope that most of you are here to grow a legitimate business because you've already sponsored. If you're not here to grow a legitimate business, then you have there should be no reason that you are sponsoring and growing a team, okay? So, I can see people are watching, but I can't see comments. So, if you guys are commenting, let me make sure that oh yeah, I was right. Okay. Oh, okay, yeah, I can see a comment. Hey, Courtney. Hey, Sarah. Okay, so, hey, Danielle. Y'all, just FYI, Danielle's got this, she's doing this thing in her business that she said she was going to share with us, which I'm really pumped for. So, be on the lookout for her live, okay? All right, Courtney, yeah, I see you. So, I actually hey, Kelly. I just got off the phone with Courtney Page, Courtney Stewart, and Courtney Almost Holiday. And we were just chatting about coaching calls, why they're important, and why, as a lead and above, you need to be doing this. Yes, sent social boxes. She's going to be sharing all the deets with us. So, I wanted to come up here and do a training on why every single person in this group needs to be doing coaching calls or training their people, okay? So, I have a little list of, like, what, just some things to keep me on point. Thank you. Thank you so much. So I'm actually going to be sharing, I've been really focused on coaching calls recently. I have one scheduled tomorrow, but I've been focused with creating documents, emails, stuff like that to send to anyone that I'm coaching, okay? Text templates, stuff like that. So number one is if you are a leader above, it means that you have sponsored at least one person, right? At least one person, which means you are now a leader. If you do not plan on leading or coaching your team, you need to take a non-leadership role, okay? You need to take a non-leadership role. It's only right, because once you start growing a team, it is your responsibility to train them. It is not your responsibility to drop everything in your life to train them, but it is your responsibility to show them the way, guide them, show them whatever questions they have, show them where they can find the answer to, get on the phone and coach them, yada, 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 okay? It's your responsibility as a leader. If you do not want to do that, then you need to take a non-leadership role, okay? You really do, because it's not fair for someone else who is coaching your people for you to reap the benefits of. It's not fair, okay? So, that's number one. Number two, you do not have to coach everybody that you sign up, okay? It is up to, once you start growing a team and you have 20 frontline, 50 frontline, 70 frontline, 100 frontline, obviously you cannot coach 70 people. You can't. Obviously you can't coach even 20 people. Not at once. You can break it up, but you're not going to be able to coach that many people. So this is why Katie and I and Chloe and every other leader in Scentsy has said, start small, okay? If you have 30 frontline, 20 frontline, you need to be coaching them, but be intentional about it. So when I say be intentional, pull reports. If you do not know how to pull reports, you need to watch a training on it. There's multiple trainings on the workstation. There is a training on Chloe Cox's channel. I've done a training. Katie's done a training. There's multiple trainings out there showing how to pull reports, okay? That's going to be the first thing that you need to do is pull reports. So, for example, I don't even know how many frontline I have. I think I'm close to 70 probably. Obviously, I can't coach 70 frontline, okay? So I'm only talking about frontline right now. But what I did last 3 weeks ago, I went through and I pulled people from my frontline, also from my downline of who I wanted to work with, okay? The first thing that I was looking at was the banners that I create at the beginning of every month for the previous month based off of PRV, active frontline, recruiting, paid at title, all of that jazz, okay? That's how I pull who I'm going to work with. But at the end of the day, in order for me to make those banners, I had to pull reports, okay? So essentially, I got these people from pulling reports, okay? So I actually have a list right here. These are all the people that I want to work with this fall. So for the next 5 months, okay? The next 5 months, I'm focusing on all of these people. Now, I have decided that I am only going to do coaching calls Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I'm only doing one a day because I don't want to burn myself out. I've done it where I've done 3-4 coaching calls a day, and I get burned out too easily. So I have said to myself, I'm only doing one a day. So take it easy, especially if you've never done coaching calls. Don't just dive right in and decide, oh, I'm going to coach 10 people a week. You're going to burn yourself out. You're going to burn yourself out. Start small, okay? So look at who has consistent high PRV. Look at who has been recruiting their booty off. Look at who has been paid at title month after month. Look at who has been showing up on your team page, okay, or this leadership page, and sharing content, not just taking content, okay? Those are the people that you are going to want to work with. So I have a list over here. I have not messaged everyone on my list. I've messaged 7 people so far to work with me. Now, the whole point of a coaching call is to, number one, get to know the person and get to know what their personal goals are, business related and outside of Scentsy, okay? Are they using Scentsy as a vessel to create something bigger? Or are they trying to leave their full-time job and do Scentsy full-time? Why are they here? Okay, that's the first thing that you need to know in order to help someone. If you don't know the ultimate goal of why they joined Scentsy, you're not going to be able to help them adequately. Okay, so once you know their goal, the next thing is you need to make sure that their actions are going to get them to their goal. So a lot of people have been stagnant in this business, right? A lot of people can't book parties, they say. They can't book parties. They're not having any luck with recruiting conversations. Maybe they've been stuck at a specific title and they've really been like trying to promote or whatever the case may be. This is where you come in as their leader and you ask them, I'm having them fill out the action plan call that Chloe and Justin Cox created. I will share all of these details after this training, okay? I will post a Google Drive. I'm going to share everything that I've created. Text templates to literally text your people, okay? Text the people that you want to work with. I'm going to show you the exact text that I sent out to people. I'm going to show you the email that I've created that I send to all of my people who say, yes, I want to coach with you. And then I'm also going to send, or in this Google Drive, there will also be the PDF to the action plan call. And that's all I have right now. Yeah, that's it. Those are things I'm going to share with you guys, okay? You guys can take them, edit, and make your own, okay? Edit and make your own. This is just a guide. It's not for you to copy and paste, okay? If you're copying and pasting, you're not going to go very far, okay? Why? Because it's not yours. It is not your personality coming through this text. It's not your personality coming through this email, okay? So whatever you take from another consultant who has graciously provided you with this example, that is what it is. It is an example to take and make your own from that example, okay? So remember that with anything. So I have them fill out this action plan, and on the action plan, it is focused on all legs of success, okay? If you don't know what the legs of success are, you need to look it up. It's been posted on here at least 1 million times. The legs of success: PRV, recruiting, coaching, and then the stool on top, self-care, okay? So that is what this action plan is based off of. They have an action plan for each leg of success, okay? Now, I have stipulations in place, and I actually got these from Katie. I saw her up here. I used to do coaching calls with whoever. That doesn't work, y'all. It doesn't work. It does not work. Because Susan down the street who joined Scentsy Under You might say she wants it, but her actions aren't meeting up. If you can't get your 500 in by yourself, I can't help you. I can't help you. I really can't. If you are not showing up to the trainings that are provided for you, I cannot help you. I cannot help you. If you're not willing to help yourself, I cannot help you, and neither can your sponsor, okay? So the stipulations in place is my coaching calls are not until the last 2 weeks of every month, okay? So after the 15th, I schedule them. So in order to have our coaching call, number one, you must have your 500 PRV in before our coaching call, okay, by the 15th. Number two, you must have watched the entire series of Guide to Growth. There are 5 videos. They are very lengthy, at least an hour to an hour and a half. Some of them are 2 hours long, okay? You have to have watched all 5 videos. Why? Because those videos take it back to the basics of the basics, okay? If you don't know how to book parties, if you don't know how to recruit or have at least a conversation, if you don't know how to get PRV, that's why we send you these Guide to Growth series, okay? It has everything you need. It has templates, graphics, different systems to use. It has everything to get you started with Scentsy, okay? Obviously, watching the Guide to Growth series, having that as a stipulation, obviously that's based off the honor system. There's no way that I can actually go and see, okay, who has watched this. There's no way that I can do that. So that's based off the honor system. But when I get on the phone with this person that I have a coaching call with, and I ask them certain questions, I'm going to be able to tell whether they've watched Guide to Growth or not. Why? Because I have watched Guide to Growth. I was a part of Guide to Growth, okay? So if you have not watched Guide to Growth yourself and you're telling your teamie who you're about to do a coaching call with, that's a no-no. If you haven't watched it yourself, before you even go and schedule and tell these people what to do, what your stipulations are, you need to go watch it yourself, okay? And then the next thing is they need to fill out each action plan for each leg of success and text it to me 48 hours before our call, okay? So for example, I have a call with one of my front lines tomorrow. She's already watched Guide to Growth. She already has her 500 in, so those are 2 stipulations. And she texted me her pictures of her action plans that she has already filled out yesterday. She texted me. So today, so obviously she did all 3. We're good to go. Her call is going to be tomorrow. She needs to call me at our scheduled time. She knows that. And today, I'm actually sitting down, it's on my list, to print out her action plans and write my notes so I am prepared, okay? So, now the other thing, I know a lot of you have children or you work a full-time job or maybe you work multiple full-time jobs. I was trying to say 4 and it was just not working out. I know that you have a lot going on. I want to remind you guys, okay? I built my business working full-time as a nurse. I built my business working full-time as a nurse, traveling back and forth, which is a 3-hour drive. So Katie, same thing, work her business working 12-hour shifts. I know multiple people who have climbed. Caitlin Talo, she worked full-time, built her business. I know multiple people who were working Scentsy from what? Let's say 9 to 5 is your full-time job, and then they would come home and work another 2, 3, 4 hours, sometimes 6 hours into the night, not going to bed until 2 a.m. because they knew what they wanted, okay? So if you're over here making excuses saying you don't have time to work your business, that is an excuse. That is an excuse, and that just simply means that you're not willing to work, okay? Because guess what? We all have busy lives. We all have things happening in our lives. We all have people getting sick. We all have things that happen. Your dog died, your kid got sick, or your kid has practice, or whatever the case may be. We all have our own type of busy, okay? It's just a matter of fact on, are you going to find a spot to fit Scentsy into your life? Because that's the beauty of Scentsy. You can fit Scentsy into your life. You're not supposed to fit your life into Scentsy. It's the other way around, okay? So whether you have, I used to do follow-ups, y'all, sitting on the toilet while I was at work. Sitting on the toilet doing follow-ups, okay? So, yes, we all have a different busy. So, please don't use that as an excuse, okay? Now, if you have a crazy life right now, okay? I was talking to Courtney, we were FaceTiming, and her kids were literally screaming in the background. Literally screaming. I think they cried like 6 different times, and we were only on the phone for like 30 minutes, okay? And I could tell just by talking to her that she was about to lose her shit, okay? So, I told her, I was like, you know what would be good for you just because of your lifestyle? This is an option. Instead of doing individual calls, why don't you go and run reports, make a list like I have of who you want to work with this fall, okay? Make a list and message those people and see if they're interested. Obviously, always give them the choice on whether they want to coach with you. I've had people decline my coaching, and I was like, that's fine. That's fine. If you don't want to work with me, I don't want to work with you. And it's not being mean, it's being honest. Like, I want to work with people who show up to the trainings, who, if you can't show up to the trainings, you watch the recordings, and I don't have to send you the recordings. Like, you go and you get it yourself. I want to work with people who want to work. So if they decline you, don't think it's anything that you're doing wrong. It's a them problem, not a you problem. Maybe they have too much going on in their life. It's perfectly fine, okay? So I told Courtney, I was like, hey, maybe instead of doing one-on-one coaching, you pick like 4 people for that month. You message them at the beginning of the month. You tell them whatever your stipulations are in order to do this training. And then you create a Zoom link, and you create it for like the last week or the second to last week of the month. You create this Zoom link. You don't send them the Zoom link until they have already done all of your stipulations in order to train with you. And then you train super small groups. So that would be, if she did 4 people, that would be 5 people, including herself, on this Zoom link. That's small enough where you could still have that one-on-one connection, but you're condensing it because you don't have a lot of time, right? So if that works for you, do it that way. It doesn't have to be one-on-one coaching. The other thing, I am doing one-on-one coaching, but I do this full-time, y'all. So I have a lot more time than a lot of other people because I don't work for corporate anymore. But one of the things that I'm saying, you guys are probably looking at this list and you're like, wow, you're going to talk to all these people for the next 4 months every month? No. Okay? No. How I'm doing it is we have one FaceTime call if they want to FaceTime me. If not, it'll just be a regular phone call. One action call, okay? That's where I actually look at their action plan. I dive in deep. We talk about what's on their action plan. It's going to be 30 minutes max, okay? I'm going to save those action plans. I'm going to write any notes that I need to on it. And then for the next 4 months after our initial call, it'll be strictly texting or voice messaging back and forth. Okay, it'll be up to them to message me and tell me how their action plan is going. How have they put into place the actions that they wrote themselves on their action plan? Okay, Are they struggling? Do they need guidance? Do they need advice on this specific topic, okay? So it's only one initial call for the next 4 months, and then after that, it'll be text coaching, okay? So just back and forth, okay? So that is how I am doing my coaching calls. The fall, guys, a lot of things, if you've never experienced Scentsy in the fall, you are in for a treat, okay? I know our fall catalog just dropped on the 1st, but y'all have not even gotten started yet. Okay, so get ready, buckle up, get ready. It's going to be a wild ride. There are going to be so many releases, but you are going to see a huge growth in your business if you choose to show up. You have to be the one to show up. No one else can do it for you. No one else can message your customers. No one else can book parties. No one else can have the recruiting conversations for you, okay? If you have a question on how to do an earn a kit, please go to the workstation and look up the FAQ, okay? Take the initiative because you are now a business owner, okay? I didn't get to where I'm at now because I was messaging Katie, my sponsor, asking her how to do a Zoom call, how to set up a Zoom account, how to make a reel. I didn't get to this point. I got to this point because I took the initiative because I'm an independent Scentsy consultant. I put in my social security number when I hit join, and I decided that I was going to leave nursing full time when I was, a year into Scentsy, and I hit the ground running, and I trained myself. Oh my God, y'all. I used to watch like 3 trainings a day. I'm not kidding. And no, I didn't have time. I did not have time to watch trainings. I would watch them while I was getting ready in the morning, while I took a shower at night, while I was making while I was driving to and from work, on my lunch breaks, when I was at home cooking dinner. Vince would literally listen. I would have my phone on loud watching a YouTube training, or when I was doing the dishes, or when I was doing the laundry, okay? Take the initiative. This is your business, so step up to the plate if you really are trying to grow something big, okay? It's not up to your sponsor to send you a training every day to watch. No, okay? And if you are recruiting people, it is your job to train them. It is your job to train them. If you don't want to know what my onboarding looks like for a new consultant? As soon as someone joins, as soon as someone hits join and they message me and say, hey, I joined, and I get the email saying, congratulations, your team is growing, I have a Google Drive app on my phone. I send them my new consultant startup. What is on my new consultant startup is my YouTube videos for new consultants, okay? There's like 13 videos up there, might be 15 now. I think I added like 2 extra ones. Super short, to the point training videos, okay? I did not make training videos until 2 years ago. If you have not made training videos, it's okay. You don't have to do it. Utilize mine, utilize Katie's. I think Courtney just posted hers, and go from there. But also, Scentsy does it for you in the first things first checklist, okay? I have steps on what they need to do. Once they've done all of these steps, add themselves to my team page, okay? Add themselves to the How I'm Working page. These are steps that I have for my new consultants. At the very end of my steps, the last thing is, after they set up their launch party, I want them to text me so we can schedule to get on the phone, okay? This is how I know if someone is going to be serious or not, and this is going to be someone that I'm actually going to get on the phone and train with, okay? If someone is not willing to watch my startup videos when they just hit join, I'm not getting on the phone with them. I'm not. I created these videos so it was replicatable for me to train people. If they're not willing to watch the videos that I took the time to create for them, not for me, I don't need them, for them, then they're not worth my time training, okay? So after they watch the videos and they set up their launch party, there's literally a step-by-step video, not only on my new consultant startup to set up their party, but also on the first things first checklist on the main screen of their workstation. Okay, it literally tells them how to do it. But after they complete all of those, they then have to text me and say, hey girl, I've finished all of the new consultant training that you sent me. I'd love to get on the phone with you. Now, the whole point of getting on the phone with them is to now go deeper, okay? This is where you learn what they want out of this business. Are they here because they only want to make $100 a month? Are they here because they want to like go big with it? What's the reasoning? Are they here because they want to pay for their daughter's ballet class and sports gear or whatever? Are they here because they need to make some extra money to pay for their parents' care? What's the reason? Okay? And then, because they've already watched all of the trainings, then I ask them, hey, what questions do you have about what you've already learned? That's where we go deeper. Now, the main question I get is free shipping, and that's because free shipping is hard to understand. And I totally get it, because I was like that when I was when I was a brand new consultant. I did not understand this free shipping crap. And now that it's at $500, it used to be $200, y'all. In case you didn't know, you used to be able to get free shipping with $200 parties, not $500. Then they jumped from $200 to $500. So that's basically like the gist of how my new consultant startups go. But I'm not putting in the time to train someone if they're not willing to put the time into their own business, okay? That's a waste of time for me. That's why we say pull reports, because if the person that you want to train isn't showing up for themselves in their own business, that's going to be a waste of time getting on the phone with them and training them, because what's going to be the difference after the call? They have to be willing to show up for themselves in their own business first before I get on the phone with them, okay? So I hope this helps with you guys. Please do not be scared to get on the phone with your people and train them, okay? Not only is it going to help grow your new teamie that you're coaching, or your teamie that maybe they've been with Scentsy for however long, it's not only going to help them, it's also going to help you as a leader. You're going to be more confident as a leader. You're going to learn something from the person you're coaching. You're going to learn something from them. It's huge. Every time I get off the phone with a coaching call, I have a fire lit inside of me. Oh, it's definitely scary. Don't get me wrong. It is totally scary. But I want you guys to know that nothing comes from comfort zones, right? So step out of your comfort zone. If you've never done a coaching call, I want you to schedule one. Just schedule one. No more than one. Just one. Okay? And if you want to kind of like break the ice a little bit and you don't want to do one-on-one, try the Zoom call that I talked about. Okay? Start with a Zoom call. Start with a team call. How about that? Instead of like picking certain people, start with a team call. If you've never done a team training, start now. I don't care if you have 5 people on your team. Start now. I don't care if you have 1 person on your team. Start now. Starting now is the difference between someone who's successful and someone who's not, because they're too scared to start. Okay? So, you guys got this. I totally get it's scary. But you're going to see at the end of your call, it's not that scary, and it's only scary because you're telling yourself it's scary. Okay? So, I am going to share my text template of what I sent the girls that I want to coach, okay? I'm also going to share, what else was I going to share? Oh, the email template that I send. So I send this email. So let's say that I reached out to Amy. Amy, I sent you an email, didn't I? I think I did. Yeah, we did. Anyway, I gotta look at my phone. Anyway, let's say that I text Amy and I'm like, hey girl, I want to work with you this fall. Are you interested? You're killing it in your business. Okay, that's essentially what I sent. She's going to say, yes, I'm so excited. I would love to work with you. Then I'm going to respond back and I'm going to say, okay, I have a couple stipulations in place. One of them is you have to have your 500 in. Our call will be scheduled in the 3rd or 4th week of the month. But you have to have 500 PRV in before I'll even get on the phone with you, because those are leader numbers, right? You have to watch the entire series of Guide to Growth. and you have to fill out an action plan, okay? Once she's like, yeah, I'm totally down, let's schedule it, I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to schedule it for this day. Are you available at this time? Then we're going to kind of go back and forth, converse, and figure out, okay, yes, I am available, no, I'm not available, and then we'll figure out a time that works for both of us, okay? I'm going to tell her it's going to be a 30-minute call max. It could be shorter. And then after we schedule the actual call is when I send them this email. I say, okay, text me your email. I'm going to send you an email of what I want you to do, okay? In the email, it says, hey, girl. It basically just says, hey, chick, I'm so excited to do a coaching call with you. Our call is this date at this time, okay? Please, you are responsible for calling me. This is my phone number at our scheduled time. And then I'm just trying to figure out, like, remember. I'm not reading anything. I'm just trying to remember what exactly it says. But it then says, please fill out this action plan 48 hours before. Here's the link to the action plan so you can print it off yourself, fill it out. And then it says, please remember, in order to keep our call, our scheduled call, you have to have 500 in by the 15th. Watch Guide to Growth. Here's the link to Guide to Growth in case you have not watched it. And then send me your action plan forms. And it even says up there, so they know before we even get close to our call, if you have not done all 3 of these, our call will have to be rescheduled. I also want you guys to know this. Someone who is committing to this coaching call, and you send them this email or an email similar saying, hey, this is what I expect done before our call, that is going to show you who is serious about this business, okay? I have been ghosted so many times for coaching calls because people do not take it serious. They do not set timers on their phone. They don't send me the action plan forms or whatever form. I've had multiple forms in the past. They don't send me the form before the call. How am I supposed to prepare to help you help your business if I don't know what I need to coach you on prior to our call, right? So people who are actually going to do all these stipulations before your call and then keep your call and call you at the appropriate time that's been scheduled, those are the people you want to work with. If they do not follow these directions and they don't call you, that's not someone I want to work with, okay? Because you know why? They know that this is my full-time job. And if they had a call with their boss at their corporate job, if they had the same type of call or meeting, do you think that they wouldn't just show up for their meeting? No, absolutely not. So what's the difference with you taking the time to want to coach someone and help them grow and be better, but then they forget to set a timer or they forget that they have a call with you? They wouldn't do that with their manager at their corporate job. So you will see by the people who actually stick with doing the stipulations or what's required to have the call with you and who actually show up, okay? But I also want to remind you guys, not everybody's going to stick to their word and stick to what they say. I've had multiple people forget to call me. Why? Because they didn't set a timer in their phone or set a timer or a reminder. So that's also in my emails. It says, hey, set a reminder in your phone because it is your responsibility to call me. It's not my responsibility to call you because this is to help you grow. Okay? So, I hope this helps. I'm actually about to put everything into a Google Drive and then I'll share it with you guys, okay? But please remember, I said at the beginning of the video, this is just a guide, okay? This is an example. You should not be copying and pasting exactly what I'm sharing with you. Your teamies will know, your customers will know that you are not being authentic to you. This is just a guide to take and to create your own with, okay? So, all right, y'all. I love you guys. I'm going to put this on YouTube. I will put the guide. I will put the Google Drive link in the YouTube channel. So if you guys decide to share this with your teams, all you have to do is share the video, and all the link to all the graphics and documents and stuff will be in the link in the description, okay? So, love you guys. I hope you guys have a great hump day.